One of the major reasons why Canadian embassy denied Nigerian military forces, including the high-ranking General Christopher Musa, visa from entering Canada has been exposed, you guys, as Nigerians react massively to this particular topic. You guys, relax back to get to hear from the mouse's mouth. But before then, do well by liking this video and stay subscribed to the channel.
Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American people are supposed to believe, that this money is going for the betterment of the women in Afghanistan. It is not. You are funding terrorism, and it's coming through USAID. And it's not just Afghanistan, because Pakistan's right next door. USAID spent $840 million in the last 20 years on Pakistan's education-related program. It includes $136 million to build 120 schools, of which there is zero evidence that any of them were built. Why would there be any evidence? The Inspector General can't get in to see them. But you know what? We doubled down and spent $20 million from USAID to create educational television programs for children unable to attend the physical school. Yeah, they can't attend it because it doesn't exist. You paid for it. Somebody else got the money. You are paying for terrorism. This has got to end. I yield, Mr. Chairman.
Seen Boko Haram regroup, and regroup and regroup. What is your answer to that? That you have in some way fed the insurgents?
The problem is that I think we've talked to international community. Let's find out the funding. When they started surrendering, by the time we left, so as we speak, we have over 120,000 that have surrendered. Most of them, when you find them, they are coming with hard currencies. How did they get them? How are they funded? How did they get the training? How did they get the equipment?
What is your suspicion?
Well, maybe an international conspiracy. You don't know. Who knows? How are they be able to sustain themselves for 15 years? That is one question I think everybody should ask himself. For Nigeria to be able to hold them, and you go to Nigeria, everything seems to be working well.
You must have an idea. I mean, let's not talk about international conspiracy theories. Let's give some hard facts.
Well, I just leave it at that. I'm sure they know, and I'm sure everybody knows that these are the challenges we're facing, that needs to be addressed. So the UN need to come in to ensure that, because we need to trace the funding. How are they sustained?
You know, I mentioned this countless times before, that Boko Haram, Bandits, ISWAP, Janim, and most of them, the weapons they get is actually funded by some clandestine foreign operators, because they are the ones that are supplying them weapons. Now, the Doge expose about the USAID has confirmed that actually Boko Haram and all these terrorists are getting their weapons through the funding that is coming from USAID. Just last year, USAID spent $824 million in Nigeria. Where did the money go to? Do you know what it means by 824 million naira? When you convert it dollars, when you convert it to naira, you find out that it's 1.3 trillion naira. Meaning each state, out of the 37 states that we have, each can have up to 36 billion naira. Yet, this is what they claim to have spent in childcare, mortality, some education endowments and co. But what did you see? Nothing. How did the money come in here? Where did it go to? Ladies and gentlemen, this money goes to the funding of Boko Haram and the kidnappers that used to kill and destroy our land. That is the operation. So what Doge has done has exposed it. If you go to the last video I posted on my page, it's a United States congressman that is confirming this statement. A US congressman made a speech by saying that
USAID was funding Boko Haram and other terrorist groups under Obama and Joe Biden presidency, says American Republican Congressman Scott Perry. US, why is this really happening? I don't really understand this game of politics. Why will anybody create a terrorist group? For what benefit, especially in Nigeria? Wetin you want benefit from people dying in another country that is not even close to you at all? You know that Goodluck Jonathan said this thing. We didn't believe this man. A lot of things are coming into light now. When he said that these terrorist groups are being funded to jeopardize his presidency from other countries, we didn't believe. Look at Afghanistan, look at Pakistan. All these people are funding terrorist groups. For what gain? Make una help me understand, because I don't understand it. For what reason? When Jonathan was saying it that time, I was like, maybe the man is too weak, because all of us were complaining that Jonathan too weak, he not get power to do anything. But look at it now. Under the government of Donald Trump, this revelation has come out. Though we have been hearing, but this one now, it is concrete and it is sure that it is true. Why?
That is it, my sister. They said, had I know comes at last. Now everything is beginning to come out. The truth of the matter is, why they are doing these things is because they don't want Nigeria and Africa to rise. They want to continue doing these things, to continue to be suppressing us. Why we continue to depend on them? That is their aim, so that we will not rise. And they are not just doing this thing. They have help, supporting hands, people in power from Nigeria. Those are the people that are backing them, that are helping them to do all those things. Concerning the militaries forces that they denied, the general that they denied visa, they denied them visa because all those things, the Chibok girls, the Boko Haram and everything happened under their administration. All those things, they could not provide not even one single solution to it. Rather, they were even supporting them financially, giving these people money. They were discussing, and they will say they need so amount of million. They will give it to them. They will even come out recently to say they are repenting, and they even allowed them. After unaliving a lot of people, you're coming to tell us you're repenting, why you should be behind bars. So that is the pure truth about this whole thing. I love the fact that Trump is pressing their neck and everything is beginning to expose. You see, this Trump regime, it will favor us all. The poor masses will even benefit from it. All the secrets will be exposed one by one. Honestly, I just hope that Nigeria and Africa will come together so that we will get to fix all those things. Now, the earlier the better. It's doable. Honestly, it's doable.